Assin Central, an influential member of the governing MPP, Kennedy Japon, is also threatening to name some of the highly placed persons involved in the illicit trade.
Na mi fi say emrantie na obehu so mu gina mnanu mu nyina no wo mu nyina etubi o sa wo ma high wo mu ebi o ho 80 cedis a day.
Yeah, 50 cedis a day.
50 cedis a day. Yaria wo mu benya.
I've always held the view that the young men at the Galamsey site are the ones doing the Galamsey. But now I know that there are big wigs within the MPP and the NDC who are actually engaged in the act. They pay 50 Ghana cedis, 60 Ghana cedis to these young men who end up with terminal diseases they take to their families.
Mabu companies nina mechire obia MPP ehechire NDC ehechire omunyina because fe de man airtime near aircon airtime papa no fight but onwa kasa MPP for no omu na egu no ade a president Akufo-Addo person.
I'm throwing a challenge to the MPP bigwigs out there engaged in Galamsey to come out and challenge what I'm saying, whether or not they are engaged in the act or not. I have the list, and if I'm challenged, I'm ready and willing to put out the names of the MPP bigwigs who are engaged in the Galamsey activities across the mining regions of the country.
I don't want to speculate. Let me keep this. Picture number. Office be abo machines.
People are doing this with impunity. Some have even gone to the extent of branding their mining equipment as one that is coming from the office of the president.
Was it your Jubilee House? Or no machines on the office of the president.
Now joining us for some analysis on how these interventions could influence the fight against Galamsey is Steve Mantia. Thank you very much, Dr. Mantia. Do you think the comments by the Santehene and the conversations that have started on the back of that could maybe give those in the fight against Galamsey the push they need to go after the so-called untouchables?
Thank you very much. And, well, it may appear that the comment by the Asantehene Otumfuo would kind of incite those who are genuinely fighting Galamsey to go after those who are leading the illegal activity. But you see, the people that we normally go after are not the ones who are the perpetrators. They are only been hired by the kingpin, and so to the extent that they themselves are beneficiaries, as well as the kingpins, it's a network that will be very hard to break. I consider that our fight against Galamsey has been characterized by great pretense. And just like Otumfuo said, we know who the kingpins are, but we haven't been able to gather the political will, the courage to deal with them. And so we seem to be dancing around the problem. And that is precisely what Otumfuo is saying. And I share those comments. Yeah.
Dr. Mantia, what would it take then to get to those kingpins?
You see, I keep making reference to the NREG, the Natural Resource and Environmental Governance Program that the World Bank and the EU supported this country with over $100 million to stem illegality in the mining sector as well as also in the forestry sector. After 10 years of the implementation of the NREG, according to the end of project report, illegality in the mining sector more than doubled. And the reason assigned by the end of project report was that there's so much vested interest in the mining sector, which makes it difficult, almost impossible, to fight the illegality. what that means is that those who are clothed with the power to stop Galamsey are either themselves actively involved in the Galamsey activity or are indirectly benefiting from the activity. And it cuts across from the DC to the chiefs to the Minerals Commission officers to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources officers, everybody who has power, national security and all that, they are all involved. They are all benefited according to the NREG end of project report. So the problem has been defined for us, and we know. Look, I see no reason we have a national security in this country. We have a Bureau of National Investigation in this country, and we cannot identify who the perpetrators are. We can, and we know. Just that because these people are politically connected, it becomes very difficult for the political authority to go after them. And I keep saying that, look, you can send 1,000 soldiers into the bush. Anytime they are withdrawn, all the short-term gains that were made will be lost. Look, even now that we have the soldiers in the bush, we draw them tomorrow and the Galamsey operators will be back. The only way to deter them is to go after the big wigs, incarcerate one person. Look, if you put one chief behind bars, if you put one big party person behind bars, people will be steady and you'll see that you'll be making much more headway in the fight against Galamsey than we have made so far.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Steve Mantiao, for that. You're watching Joy News Prime.